everyone. I'm glad to have you here and to see you. Okay, I really cannot see you, but that's beside the point. Victoria is the name. The Lady Lawyer channel is the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I guess I just want to reminisce, That's the name of a Nigerian artist, but no relation to the artist Reminisce. And I miss some things about Nigeria. As much as I don't miss certain things, I miss so many things. And today, I just want to talk about some of the things that I have missed. Let me tell you the first thing that I have missed. I miss Owambe. You may not know what Owambe is, but basically, let me explain to you. Owambes are parties in Nigeria. Nigerians are very we are super fancy people. We love parties, we love life, we love enjoying. When it comes to enjoyment, you will meet Nigerians there. There's no way, even when people say the economy is bad, things are not going well, whatever, there's always a party every Saturday. That's just something. And the way we do our parties, we don't do parties like, oh, you're having a party, so some people are not invited. No, sometimes we don't even have guest lists, We just prepare and we cook as much as possible. And then anybody that shows up gets taken care of, I remember when I was getting married and we made, my husband and I, then fiance, we were like, oh, we're going to have 200 guests. So we made 200 invitation cards. I think, if I remember correctly, we made 200 or 300. Now I've forgotten. It's been a while. So we were like, oh, we're just going to have this number of guests. So we shared it. We kept a certain number, gave my parents 50, gave his parents 50, and then the rest for us and our friends, men and brethren. On the day just shortly before the wedding, I went home to visit my parents and we're planning. And I realized that my father had printed extra invitation cards by himself, that did not look like the ones that we had made. He made his own invitation cards. And we're like, why? He said, if there are not enough cards to invite my friends, do you expect that I will not invite them? We're like, okay. And then on the day of the event, even people that were not invited, whether with the original card or the other card, all showed up. And that's our thing. That's how we do it, People show up and then they eat, they drink, they have festivities along with the people who are celebrating. Sometimes you even go for events that you don't know the celebrants. Okay, that's a bit weird, but I've done it before. One of my friends just eat you up and say on a Saturday that you're free and you're relaxing or something. Say, oh, there's this wedding and I would like, the person is my friend, but you don't know the person, And then you just sometimes say, the color of the occasion is pink and whatever. And then you check in your wardrobe, you have a pink dress or some gele, whatever, I'm going to insert photos of how gorgeous we look when we go for these events. You dress up, you put your headgear, everything is on point. And then you also dress up. You get there, you blend in. Nobody even knows whether you know somebody or you don't know somebody because you look like everybody else. Bam, you're having fun on a Saturday. These are things that I miss. I miss the spontaneity of occasions. The fact that you don't even need a special occasion to have a party. That's the funny thing, You could be at home and your friends come and you start blasting music in your compound. And then people join in and it's a party, But of course, being in Germany now, you compare the fact that there are so many rules and regulations. You can't disturb your neighbors. Sundays are quiet days. Even if you walk too much in your house and there's noise, some neighbors will get upset. All these sort of things people don't care about in Nigeria. Where either where I grew up or even when I moved to Lagos, if there's music, neighbors will come and dance to it. People will come and our occasions are so colorful, so beautiful. I've not attended anything that is close to that anywhere in the abroad, so this is something that I miss about Nigeria. Just the color, the festivities, of course, the food, the people, the owambe, the vibe. I'm about to dance. Okay, don't dance, Victoria. Calm down, calm down. We're just people that we get turned so much. And dare I say that life in the diaspora, life in the abroad is quite boring, without all of these things. Sometimes we try to recreate it when people have events, but it's not the same thing. When somebody comes and, the band is playing, talking drum, people are dancing, or the band is just calm down, okay? But obviously you can see that I missed this, right? And of course, on the heel of that is food. I've talked about food on this channel a few times. I'm afraid that some people will begin to think that I am a foodie. But again, there are worse things to be. So maybe I shouldn't bother about that. Yeah. The food, and when you get in the diaspora, we find ingredients that are close to what we use back home, but often they don't taste the same. Spices are not the same. So even though we are creating for our soul, we say, okay, I'm eating egusi, I'm eating amala, I'm eating moi moi, or whatever, plantain, dodo, all these things, is really doesn't feel as authentic. And of course, the spice, so that's something also. Food, I miss it a lot. I miss it a lot. Yeah. What else do I miss? I miss the vibrant atmosphere. If you've lived in Lagos before, you understand what I'm saying. Lagos is a crazy place. Super crazy. I don't like the craziness. That's the funny thing. I remember that the first time I ever visited Lagos, I was a little girl, and somebody in my family had a wedding. I think it was my aunt or my uncle was marrying somebody in Isaleko. Yes. In Isaleko. Imagine that being your first introduction to Lagos. If I remember correctly, I remember that we entered Lagos, and it was my whole family. Even my grandma was we had to get a big bus so everybody could come. And we got to Lagos, and I remember looking at people's faces, and I thought they looked stressed. They looked unhappy. In the public, you look at faces of people in public buses, in public transportation. And of course, I understood that it's a very stressful city. It's a very stressful place because of the activity, the high level of activity. But again, I have now come to miss not the tension, not the stress, which I had a little part of when I walked there, but I have now come to miss how electric, it gets, how, high paced. Yeah, that's the word. How high paced everything is. In Lagos, you basically cannot plan. This is a bad thing and maybe a good thing for you when you miss it. You go out and a place that ordinarily should be 25 minutes when you're driving, you get out and there's traffic and there's craziness everywhere. I can't even believe that I'm saying that I miss traffic right now. I cannot believe it, but it's okay. I miss the craziness. I miss sometimes the conductors and I don't really take public transports when I go to Lagos anymore, but sometimes I just intentionally take it to kind of have a feel. Of course, this sort of things get very old very fast. After you take it 1 or 2 times, you don't want to go near it again. But and then of course, when you think about people whose daily lives, this is their daily life, they have no choice, then you're like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of privilege in what I'm saying. But again, it's just the vibrance, the electric nature of how fast and quick-paced things are in Lagos that I sort of miss. Interestingly, I'm not even a Lagos girl. I moved to Lagos when I got married. Okay, from my law school, and then I got married and all of that. I've always been somebody who's much enjoyed a much slower pace of things, the ability to plan, the ability to, organize yourself a bit better. I grew up in a very small town with a university and all of these things. But, where you can drive anywhere within 30 minutes, I'm talking 10, 15 minutes. But again, I've lived in Lagos now since I've been married in 2013. And so sort of miss the vibrance, the fact that You get literally everywhere. It's happening everywhere. And when I say it's happening, you cannot, it's only a Nigerian that would understand that statement, that there's something happening everywhere. You know, there's activity, even in just small neighborhoods, there's drama, which is not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, you know, that's vibrant nature. But here, everything is calm and quiet. My daughter and I took a walk a couple of days ago, and she was literally like, there's nobody in this neighborhood. I'm like, well, people are there. Obviously, you see all these houses, they are not vacant. So people are there, you know, there are people in their houses, in their homes. Maybe they are in the supermarkets or in the parks or whatever. But you don't see people just crowd the way you would see Lagos, just crowd everywhere. You don't see that. And sometimes you miss that electric nature. Another thing that I miss about Nigeria is the fact that people don't, the spontaneity. I think that's how I can put it. The spontaneous nature of things. So for example, somebody calls you and they say, are you home? Yes, I'm coming. You know? Or do you want to go for this wedding? A cousin or a distant relative is getting married. Do you want to come? Let's go. We'll meet there in an hour. You know, this is really different here, because here you want to have stuff with friends. You have to plan your schedule months in advance, sometimes weeks in advance. So I want to go for a picnic with friends. We have to eat each other up maybe about a month or two before that and say, okay, would you have time on so? And then we have to all compare our schedule, and then we are sure that, okay, on this date we will have time. Then we'll block it on our calendar. If you don't do that, sorry, it's your case, you know, or is your case. You're on your own. You know, even for play dates for children, those of us that have children, your child wants to have a play date. I had to basically teach my daughter that it's not possible for you to spontaneously say, I want to invite the other girl to my house for a play date, especially if they are Germans. I think in our experience, people from other parts of the world are a bit more spontaneous. So maybe Americans, we have a lot of friends that are Russians. They are also more spontaneous, but Germans are quite more rigid, and it's a good thing because it helps you to plan. It helps you to, things don't collide. The stress level in your life is very reduced. At the same time, sometimes when you come from the kind of place where we've come from, you miss that spontaneity. You know, you can't just invite somebody out. You can't just say, oh, let's go for lunch on Wednesday, and today is Monday. You know, that's even like for Lagos, that's quite generous. For Lagos, you can just eat. I have done it in the past. Eat up somebody else. Let's meet for lunch now. And it's 9 a.m. in the morning. Now you meet for lunch, and you see your friends, and people visit you. And, you know, people want to visit you. They will have to plan it like 2-3 weeks in advance and say on this day, then you decide, okay, do I have time at 2 o'clock? Maybe I don't. You know, all these things, the spontaneity in the just life. It's very active, very, very spontaneous life. If you're used to that, sometimes it feels like, okay, this is not the best because you're not able to plan things, but people understand. So when they come to your house and you don't have a special meal for them, they know because it wasn't planned. You know, nobody cares about that. Then you can decide, okay, let's go to a restaurant, you know, or let's go to do this, and it's okay, you know. But here it's not really like that, and I kind of miss that, all that spontaneity. And of course, the biggest one is the ability, like I was talking about visits just a while ago, is the ability to actually see family, see friends. I think that's my biggest, and I'm a little bit melancholy, but it's great now that it's summer. You know, if I had filmed this video in winter, maybe I would have cried here a little bit. No, we don't cry. Big girls don't cry. But, you know, now the sun is out. The weather is great. I can say that I miss the weather too, but not so much because I don't like too much heat. So I really don't like summer. Everybody thinks that's strange. I prefer winter now. And also I get burnt in summer. I get sunburned. Strange, because I never got sunburned in Nigeria, but that's a different matter. Anyway, but you know, seeing family, seeing friends, just being able to see your family members spontaneously. You can. My parents don't live in Lagos. My parents-in-law don't live in Lagos. But you know, sometimes we just say, in 2 weeks, let's drive down and see them. And we get in the car and we see them, and everybody enjoys. And on Sunday we come back. You know, before you plan a trip to Nigeria now, you have to think about it very well. And of course, COVID makes things really worse now. You can't even say, it's not, you don't only have to think about, okay, tickets, holiday, you know, my leave. Now you also have to think about, can I even travel? You know, corona test here, corona test there. Another challenge with Nigeria at the moment is the issue of security. Even though I don't want to dampen these videos, so I won't talk about kidnapping or anything like that, but this is also something that you have to think about. People have had really nasty experiences, and you know, you think, okay, can I even, if I want to go to Nigeria, everything else is ready, but do I want to take that risk? So that's something, you know. So this is something I miss about Nigeria, basically, like family members, friends, just being able to see people without too much planning. And of course, the food, the owambe, the colors. You know, the only time that I wear color is, and you see now I'm in white and black. The only time I wear color is in summer. I feel like, okay, maybe it will be acceptable. Of course, there's no rule against when to wear color. But I also find that because I've been in this environment for a while, in this society for a while, I'm also beginning to be like not multi-dimensional, no, like unidimensional in my thoughts about what to wear and what not to wear. So I have a wardrobe full of colorful clothes, but I'm basically wearing whites and blacks and beige, you know, and browns. And I realized that subconsciously the society is affecting my thoughts about what one can wear, grays and all this kind of depressing colors. But now I have to be intentional about wearing colorful outfits. And I think colorful outfits also lift the mood. They make you feel better. So, and of course, we have our fabulous Ankara prints, dresses. We have fabulous colors, and many times I just have all these clothes in my wardrobe. I don't even wear them because I feel like, where do I wear them to? So that's the other thing that I miss. I miss dressing up, you know, being fabulous and just going, and you don't look strange. Even if you dress up like that and you go to church, or you dress up like that and you just go out on a Saturday, you don't look strange, because you find that most people are also gorgeously dressed, you know, looking really good. Yeah, so that's a few things that I've missed. Maybe this video is really some kind of rant, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. So do you miss anything about your country if you are in the abroad? You know, is there anything that you miss? If there's anything you miss, can we talk about it in the comment section? And if you haven't subscribed, I really don't know why you haven't. So please do subscribe and let's talk about it more. Then of course, I'd love you to like this video. I'd love you to share it. And I'll see you in the next one. Hope you don't miss them too much. And if you want to come to the abroad, maybe you're like, what are they even talking about? Is it that you don't want us to come, that you're now saying you miss Nigeria? Do you feel that way? Let's also talk about it. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Ciao.